Welcome back to Filthy Hope. We're so excited that you could join us today, but here's a trigger warning. We're going to be talking about death and dying and our funeral experiences. Sometimes you might see John and I cry. Sometimes you might see us laugh. It's a way of coping in what can be a really sad situation. You might see the full gamut of emotion in this podcast. So just protect yourself in listening to this. Maybe this isn't a podcast for you today, but listen with caution.
Funeral brings out the best in people and it sometimes brings out the worst. Just as we were about to lower the casket into the ground, Mum jumped on it.
Oh, far out. I knew that there was some tension in the family, but I was not expecting what happened. He got up and said, "They totally stuffed it." My guts ached. It was like a shot through the chest. It was like,
Well, that's where you have to laugh. Real conversations, radically honest about how we actually find hope when life is really bringing us down. Reverend sister.
Reverend brother, good that we're here today.
Yeah.
This is a funny one, John.
Well,
Not in the funny ha-ha sense, but in the content.
Yeah, life involves death.
Yes.
And so this is another death conversation that we're having. And as professional funeral presiders,
clergy that does funerals,
do celebrants of
funerals.
Yes. Like any profession, we've got some stories.
And I think the interesting thing is at a funeral, I didn't know this. I thought only ministers could do that, but anybody can actually preside at a funeral.
Yep.
You don't even need any special credentials to do a funeral.
No.
But the type of funerals that you and I do are what I would call they're a Christian religious funeral liturgy. Is that how you describe it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah.
And I'd say that because I've done a few atheist funerals.
Have you?
That have asked me to do their funeral.
Okay.
Or their friends have asked me to do their funerals.
And strange requests?
Not strange requests. I just think, let's get into it. What's some of the strangest funeral stories we've got? And then where's we want to talk about this because it's about how people just have some horrible stuff in life.
Yes.
And then the complexity of the way of dealing with it, that funeral brings out the best in people and it sometimes brings out the worst as grief and tension.
Bubbles up in families and when there's lots of siblings.
And you're not coping with the
No, it's the
loss
worst day of your life.
And then if there's ongoing family issues and you've got to work together as a family that doesn't work together, that's dysfunctional.
And if there's money tension in the family and will tension, that's another interesting complexity that feeds into it.
Well, and it affects how people grieve or at least structure the memorial of the person that they've lost.
Yeah.
There's stuff. So
what have you got?
Launch into it.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to go first? You go first.
I can talk about my year of death.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about year of death?
So the year of death was a year when I was working as a school chaplain at Pymble Ladies College. I had an ex-student who died of an mysterious drug overdose overseas. I had a father of a Year 1 student jump in front of a train and end his life that way. I had a Year 4 student at the school die of cancer. And just when I thought that was over, then the parents of staff members and others started dying as well, and I was doing funerals for that.
Wow. And you're a brand new minister.
Well, I was it was in my first couple of years of ministry, as a
hectic learning,
as an ordained person. But my first funeral ever, I was training. It was my second field placement.
Wow.
And the ministry leader went on holidays and I was just, filling in as you've had people fill in your congregation. And an 18-year-old was in a car crash and died, and the family, which are associated with the church, asked me to do the funeral. And I hadn't even done funeral training.
Oh,
so
wow, John.
That was intense.
Stressful?
No.
You're all right.
No, I don't stress. It took a lot of learning though, because I was making it up, using all the wisdom of teaching.
Yes.
That from being at college for at least a couple of years. And
did you use the Uniting Church prescriptive words that we have in a formal service?
Oh, I
format?
drew on it because I never play by the rules anyway.
Okay.
I always adapt it. But it was more, how do you, if you've never been through this whole process, to be called into a family.
Yes, that's grieving.
That's grieving in this terrible, because it's a young person
premature
too.
death.
And just trying to
navigate it.
Yeah, trying to be well and trying to be helpful in a time where you don't necessarily have what you think is all the training that you need. So just trying to be creatively compassionate and do the service that you've never been trained to do yet. I probably went to the Uniting Church Order of Service and used as much of it as I could. I mean, I still base mine on roughly the basic movements. But yeah, so that was a big one. And then the year of death, the man who'd killed himself by jumping in front of a train, that was a big one.
Yeah.
Mum wanted to have an open casket viewing with the family.
Yep.
And I don't know if you know about trains. They have
Go
sharp
fast.
wheels.
Yep.
And I talked to the funeral director and he said,
yep, he's in bits.
He's in bits.
Yeah, yeah.
But she was insistent. And so we did have a viewing at the funeral parlour, and it was an open coffin, and it was really just his suit laid on top of a sheet, because there was nothing to view that would have been safe for her or the family
to see. Yeah,
but this needing to come
to the final bit
to this journey. So that was the first part of that one, and then did the funeral. It was a burial at the graveside. And just as we were about to lower the casket into the ground, Mum jumped on it.
Oh, far out.
She
on
jumped
the coffin.
onto it in just wailing in grief.
And have they got the straps in there? Oh.
So I just looked at the guys and said, that's going to hold, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they went, yeah. So we just let her. She needed to do this.
Wow.
And we made sure that she was safe. But yeah, that was
full on.
Again,
unexpected.
Not that they trained you for.
No training in that one.
People,
no, that's right. Pastoral care.
How do you do an open viewing when the person's not there?
Yeah,
literally,
that's right.
or there but in beds.
Yeah.
And what do you do when someone
thrusts their body on the casket?
Just loses all control and does the unexpected at
heavy.
the graveside.
Yeah.
And to manage the people around who could be traumatized by that, or at least shocked.
Yeah.
I mean, our society doesn't shape that. You know, we have grieving traditions, wailing and mourning, or politely throwing a clod of dirt into the grave. But what do you do when someone is doing something that's just radical? So that's my first story.
My first training was at college in formation, and I was so grateful that college provided this for us. We went as a cohort, maybe two cohorts together, to Macquarie Park crematorium.
Yep.
And we had a full tour of behind the scenes.
Yep.
And at the time I didn't want to go. I felt sick about it. I was really anxious. It was just felt like a foreign thing, but I knew I needed to get very comfortable in this
See
space.
the behind the scenes.
I needed to see it because in case any family ever asked me, I wanted to be able to say, I wanted to debunk all the urban myths that there are about funerals and funeral homes and what happens behind the scenes at a crematorium and when you do a burial. And it was so helpful.
Yeah. Did you see a body?
Yes, absolutely. We first of all started seeing a body, and that was really beautiful actually.
Yeah.
The family had given permission for us to see their grandpa, and it was really beautifully done.
Yeah. Did you see the fire?
Yes, I did. And so we went from seeing the body at the funeral home to then going to the crem and then being taken in behind. They showed us as ministry agents how you make the curtain go across and open, etc. And we got to walk and touch the plinth where the raised platform where the coffin sits, and then when the curtains close after everybody leaves, we got to be behind the curtain to see what the funeral director then does to instigate wheeling them through, checking
in the wall.
Checking you've got the right person first, checking the numbers and checking the plaques and double checking all of that.
Removing the metal bits.
All of that. They then take that through to the back, and we got to see a cremation.
Right, yeah.
And we got to watch the coffins that were like in order of how it goes, and there was a couple in line. There was, I think from memory, there was 3 furnaces.
Yep.
And one of the furnaces had a room where families could actually come and watch their loved one be cremated. They have open windows to watch on. They've got a private sanctuary area where they can watch their person. Hindus like to do that, I believe. Yeah. And so that was super interesting culturally to see that. I got to look in through the hole to see a person being cremated. We got to see
because they don't take them out of the coffin, do they?
No, the whole coffin, it's all automated.
So the ash that you get isn't just grandpa's
Well,
ashes.
they rake it, and I think they do a very good job at doing the raking and clearing up, but there's bound to be specks of Jenny before grandpa.
Well,
there's got to be.
Maybe, but at least the coffin dust is there as well.
The coffin dust is there. Everything's there. Absolutely everything's there. And then
there's the grinding. The bone grinder.
Yes.
Yeah, that was interesting.
That was fascinating, right? Then they take some of the big bones don't all burn down, and so they put it through a grinder.
Because there's nothing worse than chucking Aunt Jenny's ashes
and
having bits of bone.
Fragments of a hip bone there. That's right, not cool.
Or their prosthesis from their hip.
That's right. So they grind it all down in a grinder. Stop laughing. And then it goes into like a big shoebox.
Yeah.
Fascinating. And for me, I think it took all the angst out of it, actually seeing it and watching the people who actually do this behind the scenes work, how beautiful they are.
Yeah. Did you see an autopsy?
No. Have you seen an autopsy?
Yeah, I've seen a couple.
I didn't see an autopsy.
Yeah, that was part of that training.
Really?
Too.
I have not seen that. That would be fascinating.
Yeah,
yes. I don't know if I could sit through that.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was interesting. But anyway.
But I had
how's it then? Tell us a funeral story where you've had to use that, an unusual funeral.
Well, I've done a lot of funerals in my 10 years of being a minister now, and I actually, strange thing to say, but I really enjoy doing a funeral. I feel like I'm being very useful. I feel like I'm actually, do you feel like that? It's
a privilege because you often don't know the family well if it's a family that just comes to the church.
Yeah, and asks you to do the funeral.
Or when I was at a school, you sort of know parents, but you don't know them well.
Yep.
And then the next thing you're in their room.
Yeah, watching them cry.
In their kitchen, and they're offering you cups of tea
you're
and telling
you
these amazing stories.
Yeah, exactly. It's a privilege, isn't it?
Yeah. They welcome you into your life.
I know, into a very intimate part of their life, which is grief.
Yeah.
And I find it a really useful thing. I feel like I'm at my most useful when I'm actually I get that call to say grandma's died and I get to go and be with the family to plan and prep and to hear the stories and to laugh and cry with them. I actually find that magnificent in a sense to watch the grieving and to be welcomed in, like you just exactly said. But I have had a really funny story.
Yeah.
One of these beautiful people was dying, and I knew that they were in palliative care, and I was invited to please go to the palliative care hospice to actually be with the family, and a very large family with a whole tribe of siblings and adults about my age, and they were all there. Everyone was there, and the person that was dying was laying there, still talking, but in palliative care, so had been administered big pain meds on morphine, and the pain medication was making them feel more calm, more relaxed, some psych drugs to help them with anxiety. They were dying of cancer.
Yeah.
And the family were having a party in the room. This blew my mind. And they were laughing and joking, and the person would randomly burst into hysterics laughing and telling a funny story or bossing them all around.
Right.
They were bossing their children around in the room.
Yeah, as they would at any party.
Any normal party.
Family gathering.
Yes, it was like a family get-together.
You make sure you get some cake, you give her.
Yes, it was that. Yeah. It was absolutely that. And
Wow.
I was not prepared for this. And the family stayed in the room while I was invited in. The family stayed in the room while we had this really intimate conversation, and they all watched on. It's like they wanted to see what it was that I was going to talk about.
Yeah, wow.
With
what
them.
did you talk about, if you can share it?
Yes, I talked
Not in detail, but you know, what sort of things?
I just met them where they were in that moment.
What were they interested in talking about?
Heaven.
Heaven, right?
Yep. Yeah. Being with their partner when they go to be in heaven.
Yeah.
No regrets.
What's your answer, Ness?
No regrets.
Did you promise anything?
Yeah. I assured them that definitely that it's going to be a great time in heaven.
Right. Well,
and I look
minister
forward
then.
to seeing them there. And can they mind a spot for me? Because I'm pumped for that day.
Yeah.
And
I'm not a good minister then.
oh, yes, you are. We had one of those conversations, but the thing that was not the hard bit, that conversation. It was actually watching the family.
Yeah.
And I prayed with them and said all the lovely words that I think that I say at that time that I'm led to say when I'm bedside with somebody that's dying. And I walked out of the room and it just erupted in hysterics and laughter, and they're all back to having their party again, like dips and chips and cakes and donuts, and they're just going hard as a family like they would if it was in their backyard or their normal. This blew me away because I had not had an experience at that time like this.
Yeah.
It was fascinating.
Because often society says you've got to be sad or you've got to be somber, that
they were not.
death is scary, and
they were not living into this. Yeah,
they were living into it.
They were leaning in, and they knew that they were dying. Their parent was dying, and it was limited days, and it was only days.
And let's
later
do something joyous that we can't do at home, but we'll do it in here.
Yeah.
And we'll we'll give it a bang.
Yeah.
Bang.
And
Cool.
that was, and then I got to do the funeral.
Yeah.
And it was just as hysterical.
Great.
They were just a most fantastic family, and the place was just packed with people.
Yeah.
The church was just overflowing with humanity and celebrating this person's life. It was an open coffin, which was fascinating. What was fascinating, watching people cope with that. And people were invited, the family at the beginning, close family and friends were invited to come if they wanted to, be there at that section, and then they closed the coffin for the actual service.
At the end there. For the whole service.
So we had an open period.
Because in America you see on the TVs the things open
Correct.
in some places.
Yeah, that's right. That's my husband's story.
Yeah.
All his dead relatives had open coffins the whole time. And Grandma
4 weddings and a funeral.
Like literally,
that sort of
that's
thing.
right. But they closed the coffin for the rest of the funeral when everybody started coming in.
Right, okay.
Was really It was one of those really incredible moments. We did the beautiful walking out with the hearse,
Yep.
following that up the street. It was everybody broke out in applause. It was just a great send-off.
Wow. A bit
Of a
like
life,
New Orleans.
Yeah, a
where
life
they,
well lived.
You do the few bits of funeral and then a marching band breaks out and you're a celebration of a life.
Was that.
Cool. Wow, that's great.
But I've got a one that caught me by surprise.
Yeah.
Have we got time?
Sure.
There was pretty much a fight that happened in the middle of my service.
Right.
So I'm in the middle of the service and
Take your corners.
please,
Bing, 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 bing,
I was
bing,
not
bing.
expecting
Let's
this.
get ready to rumble.
Literally. And I knew that there was some tension in the family,
Yeah.
but I was not expecting what happened. So one of the family members got up and eulogised.
Yep. That's where I was thinking it was going to happen.
Yep, eulogised and
You
said
can't say that.
all these great things about the deceased, how great he was and no, wrong. He got up and said how he failed to live out his life to the full and what a disappointment to the family he was and what a shame it was. And it was just the worst. I sat there not quite knowing. In the comedy, in the olden days, they'd have the hook for around that they used to pull them off like a sheep hook. What do we call that?
I don't know.
Anyway, that.
Yeah.
And I just kind of wanted to drag him off and go, enough, mate. That was just enough. At the end of that, the deceased rugby mates stood up unannounced and said, we'd like to say a few words.
Right.
They were in the back row. And I just kind of wanted to honour that.
Yep.
It was not in my script of what was happening next.
They weren't the sanctioned people.
No, I walked up the back with my microphone and it was on.
Oh, right.
It was on. They were going to correct what the family member had said about the deceased and what a great guy he was and what a terrific guy he was, and wasn't it a shame that you, family members, couldn't see him the way that we did and you couldn't have appreciated him the way we did.
Yeah.
It was awful. I felt like I was in a debate watching, but I had to adjudicate or manage what was going on that I'm not trained to do.
No.
I'm trying to hold this very big space. And then the rugby mates had said their thing, the uni friends. The family member wanted to get up again and have the last say. Family member got up and said, we clearly knew two very different people.
And that's reality.
Yeah, was reality.
And because, we see it in those mob shows, in America, the loving family man at home, and then he goes off and,
Bumps
the mafia
off.
person bumps people off.
Correct.
And,
Yeah.
but not saying that people are like that, but, we do live differently and often put on faces and stuff like that.
That was a very stressful funeral for me.
I've had some fun funerals.
Have you? Share.
They were sad, but one lovely lady who died, she was into bling.
Yep.
And so everyone is invited to wear bling, bling to the funeral.
Love
and there was a little granddaughter.
Yep.
And so when I was talking with the family, I said, how do we do this? I wasn't allowed to be even at my grandfather's funeral. And so part of me goes, kids cope much better if they can have some sort of agency.
Yes.
So we talked about it, and in the end, this little girl got up and we had her sprinkling glitter
all over
the coffin instead of just doing a rose or something.
I love that.
Grandma was into bling. We did one funeral, very sad. A dad at the school I was at, he literally dropped dead in the living room of a massive heart attack. And the family, mum got a call from the school saying, why
You picked up the kids?
Yeah, picked up the kids. And so single daughter. Again, lovely lovely privilege to work with a family and being brought into their space. But his favourite song was Bubbly. I think it's by Colby Calais or something like that. But at the funeral, we
played it.
We played the song, and they had bubble machines that blew into the congregation.
Oh, I love
that. And they all
that.
stood there and blew bubbles.
Oh, I love that.
So that was good.
It's interesting, isn't it? I feel that people need to respond in those moments of grief, and we get up there and we talk and we do lots of talking and praying. But I think it's super important for the people in the I want to say congregation, but it's not always a congregation, is it? What do we call it?
Well,
just the gathered people.
It's
gathered
the people
people
who congregate for that.
Yep,
so it is
for that
not
moment.
a religiousness. Not everyone's religious, but in that moment they're the gathered people, the congregation.
I like to do something so that they can respond to their grief and have a moment.
Yeah.
And
big one we did.
What'd you do?
Was a teenager who was at another private school, private school, and his sister went to our school, and his mum taught at the school. Was the music secretary, I think, at the school I was. So we sort of tag teamed with a guy who was chaplain at this boys' school at the time, and but he'd been a big part in my life. And now we're in ministry together, and we were able to do the funeral together.
Wow.
And everyone had a sticky note.
Oh, I love that.
And so all the young people, because it was in the school chapel, they all came up and around the coffin was in that sanctuary space, and they had choir stalls, and everyone brought up their sticky notes.
Oh, that is a great idea.
And I did that with an atheist friend's funeral too.
How did that go?
No, that was great, yeah. My friend, we were good school friends. I was meaning to catch up with him because I thought, I haven't seen him for ages. And then another friend rang up and said, oh, sorry, Frank's died. Don't want you to do the funeral. I go, but mate, he was an atheist. You're an atheist. Why do you want me to do the funeral?
Yeah, wow.
Because we were mates.
Yeah,
at school.
They want hope as well.
Yeah, well, I think they just wanted somebody who would do it well and who knew them. So I didn't not do it Christian, but I didn't. It wasn't my role to force my beliefs on them, but to modify it a bit.
Yeah.
But it was important then. I got the family. He was into, he was like me, a nerd into science. He was even more nerdy and sciencey. So one of his brothers had printed a 3D printed a figure, and we had some stuff, and we just wrote stuff that we needed to say or do, and that actually put it on the coffin.
Yeah, I love that, John.
Was great.
It's like responding in your grief with words.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
So doing something is important, I think. And that grief needs to be lived. And when we don't feel like we can do anything, we have no hope.
Yeah.
It's like the hope, how am I ever going to get better when I haven't been even able to give expression to my grief because our society shuts it down. It's like
Rob, my husband calls it McFunerals. We just we sanitize it and push it away, and got these 45-minute time slots at the crematorium. Get them in, dispatch, piss them off. Next, it's terrible.
And often the person who's died has been whisked away, and we don't even see them.
Correct.
We don't have an open casket.
No, they're not allowed to stay in the home for any period of time.
Yeah, and people don't get to wash
the body.
The body used to be part of village culture. You would prepare the body. You would sit with the body.
Yeah, and you
get time to say if you needed
grieve,
to say something,
and
just slow it down.
Yes. You don't have to
give
rush.
Expression. I have shown my care in some way,
and you don't need to rush when the person died, you don't need to rush the dispatch of the body to the funeral home.
No.
You really don't. You probably need to let the authorities know.
Yeah.
And then you can sit and rest and don't rush that bit.
Yeah.
I think that's really important.
That's our hope for you. This is filthy hope.
Unless you want to rush it and you're really weirded out by it, then you do that.
Yeah.
Just do what you need to do, but there's no expectation.
I think that's really important.
Yeah, so important.
And then find somebody that you think might do well.
Yeah. In presiding at your funeral.
Yeah, and help you through that grief. And even if they don't do the funeral, and how do you do that? I don't know. Talk to your funeral director and go, look, we don't know anyone to do the funeral. Have you been at any funerals that you think that person did an okay job?
Yeah, so important. John, I was at a funeral not long ago, and this beautiful friend of mine, I was a participant in the funeral, and now we're going to watch the photographic tribute of Mary's life. And my girlfriend stood up after 2 photos and said, "That's not my mum."
Right. Wow. So they didn't get
They'd stuffed it. No.
Oh, no.
They'd used the wrong. They'd used the funeral directors had used the wrong.
Not laughing, but
somebody else's photo tribute.
Somebody else's.
They totally stuffed
that's
it.
A big,
that
that's
was
a
just
big
it. Just my guts ached. It was like a shot through the chest. It was like, that is.
Well, that's where you have to laugh.
Well, I think they kind of did at the time, but I was just so embarrassed for
there's a story.
Awful situation.
That's not great.
That's terrible.
Yeah, sue the pants off them. But at the moment,
terrifying.
That's where humour I think is important.
Yeah. And family argue about the finest of details, like the songs.
Yeah.
The entry song, the exit song, the music that they'll use for the photo tribute. No, I like this one. Mum liked that one. No, she didn't. This is the one. It must be that. I'm going, just pick what you want. Each of you pick a song.
Yeah.
It's like really, it's hard to navigate that stuff.
Because they want it to be perfect and they want it to be their view of their
Mum
person,
or dad,
whoever's died. Yeah. One bit of advice, people, if you're watching, don't pick a song that you love.
Because you keep
and then
hearing
you're going to hear it again if it's going to traumatize you.
True.
I did a funeral again for another dad at a school, and the girls chose Where Is the Love by the Black Eyed Peas.
Oh.
Which is a brilliant song.
Yeah, it's on the radio all the time.
It's on the radio. And for them, because he was such a young dad and he died overseas.
Oh.
And he wasn't even at home.
Oh, John.
That was a big funeral too.
Yeah, imagine.
That had famous people in it.
Wow.
They had Lane Beachley.
Wow.
And a guy from In Excess play.
Yeah,
and it's like massive. But forever, if it was used at school because it's a great song, that was traumatizing for them, re-traumatizing. Because
hear the song.
To hear the song.
Yeah.
I mean, you can work through that, but just know, people, there's just a bit of advice. Do what feels comfortable. Get advice, because you can do anything. There's no rules who has to do the funeral. There's no rules of how it has to be done.
Do it your way.
If you're creative, be creative.
Yes.
If you want to bring in stuff that represents the best funeral I've ever been at was a member of our congregation who is a music teacher, and he was a huge Beatles nut. We had a table with all these musical instruments and musical paraphernalia and stuff about the Beatles. And in the end, they chose All You Need Is Love.
Oh.
And I went and grabbed the percussion instrument.
And they started playing
at the back, and everyone was playing instruments.
Oh, I love
it. And
it
just went off.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It was a great celebration that was authentic to who
they were. Yes.
But it doesn't matter. They're dead. They're probably not going to give a toss.
It's about you.
But it does. How do you navigate that and honour them in a way that helps
meaningful for you?
Yeah,
that's right.
And helps you in the grief.
I was chatting with Mum recently about this because a friend of ours has died, of which I'm doing at the funeral, and Mum was saying that surprising the number of her friends in the retirement village whose kids are opting for no funeral.
Yeah.
So they just come and take the body, they're cremating them, and they're not even having a funeral.
Yeah.
That is more and more popular, Mum said.
And
I think that's sad.
It is.
Really sad.
That's another conversation.
Yeah,
How we live well.
How do we...
And how do we process emotions well.
And how do we full stop the life?
And ritual's really important in life.
So important.
Even if it's uncomfortable.
Yep.
And you know you're going to be sad and it's going to be hard.
Yep.
But to not do that often robs you of something really important.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, that's a good conversation.
Was it an interesting conversation?
Death.
Yeah,
can be fun.
It can be can be stressful.
Funny. I don't think it's fun.
No, that's right.
Never fun, but it can be funny. There are moments and it's okay to laugh and feel. But yeah, we should do it well. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I agree. And do it your way. Wish I had $10 for everybody that chooses I Did It My Way, Frank Sinatra, as the exit song.
But like that mum that jumped on the coffin, if that's what you need to do.
She did it her way. Yeah,
so,
exactly.
If this has been triggering for you or it's brought up some stuff, make sure you talk to somebody, get some counselling or just talk to a friend. Don't just sit in silence. Reach out and have a chat and just go have coffee, do something.
And these are only
live well.
These are our stories and these are our experiences with death and dying and the funerals. Yeah, everybody's
Feel free to put in the comments.
Yeah, let us know what you think. Yeah, let us know your stories. Yeah.
All right, stay hopeful, people. See ya.
Thanks for listening to Filthy Hope today. If you're not already a subscriber, could you maybe subscribe? It's going to really help other listeners find us.